So it starts off the three amigos, Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Tanjiro, are getting on this train because they were sent there by their little bird, saying that to back up Rengoku because people are disappearing on this train. Right? That's the premise.
Rengoku is the flame hosher, if you didn't know.
Yeah. So they get on the train and they're looking for him, and they're like, "You know what he looks like?" And Tanjiro's like, "Yeah, he's the one with the gaudy hair, and I'll recognize his scent." And so they get into the train car that Rengoku's in, and they just hear this guy yelling, "Delicious! Delicious!" after every single bite. Hello, anime fans, and welcome to That Anime Podcast for casual anime fanatics, where we talk all things anime in a fun and uncensored fashion for your listening pleasure. I'm your host, and here with me, as always, are my co-hosts and kin. I'm Jordan. We've got my, everybody calls me Jordo. We've got my baby brother, Brennan, and our oldest brother, Colton. Today is a special episode because we have a special guest. His name is Jesse. He's been on the podcast before. We all went and saw the movie Mugen Train a couple days ago. And so we had to move some things around and change what episode we were going to do because we have to talk about this movie. But before we do that, we have some anime updates, some anime news worth mentioning. Colton, you said you had a couple, right?
Yeah. The quintessential quintuplets, the next thing appearing is going to be a movie, not a season. They haven't said when it's coming out, but it'll be a movie because
will it conclude the series?
Jesse doesn't believe so, but he thinks it'll be a movie, and then they may do like a season 3 to wrap it up. But we will see. They haven't announced when it's coming out yet. And also, about the Mugen Train movie. It actually beat Mortal Kombat opening day.
Mortal Kombat!
Which Mortal Kombat did come out on HBO Max.
How does the song go with Mortal Kombat again?
Do they not count those?
I don't think they do.
Well,
they
I
don't
guess
do
they
box
couldn't.
office views, but
How much does it cost on HBO Max? $30?
No, it's actually free.
it's free if you have
Oh,
HBO
shit.
So is
Max.
Godzilla vs.
Oh,
Kong.
yeah.
It's on
I
there.
don't know.
It's
I
on
haven't
free.
watched it. I was thinking they're Disney Plus and people.
Yeah,
No,
30
they
keys.
they
No.
literally went full free if you subscribe because they're worried about Disney hit like 100 million subscribers in their first year, which is it took like Netflix 8 years to hit that. And so HBO Max was like, "Oh crap, they're going to get the corner on this stuff. We got to do something crazy and
Yeah.
bold." And they were like, "We're going to put everything we have this year on HBO Max." What now, Disney?
Yeah. I
And-
mean, it's not a bad strategy.
Yeah.
No, they're already
watch
like,
Mortal Kombat tonight then.
And
I think
yeah, so
20, 30 million.
Mugen Train, as of right now, it's earned over 9.5 million, beating Mortal Kombat, with the anime having a much lower budget and just about half the screens as Mortal Kombat out in theaters. So
And
say what
for-
you want about Mortal Kombat being on HBO Max, but anime takes the top spot.
I'll say
And-
here for Tulsa, Oklahoma, we went on Friday night at 10:25 showing. It was a packed house.
For a sub,
It was a packed house.
Subtitles
For the
too.
subtitle
The
version.
dubbed was already sold out. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw a few Tanjiro jackets out and about.
Yeah, we did.
Not as many as I thought though.
It was a good time. It was nice to see people crawl out of their holes for this thing.
yeah, we saw people crying in the movie theater,
Yeah, there's people bawling.
then reminiscing with the smoke afterwards.
Yeah, but before we move way past it, I wanted to mention because I was telling somebody about. I was telling our cousins yesterday. They were not aware that anybody that has AT&T as a cell phone provider has access for free to HBO Max.
Well, you have to have a certain plan, I think. But yeah,
I think you have to have at least 4 people on your plan.
Yeah, and you have to have it. They had this like super elite thing or whatever for like it's just unlimited, And you
Okay.
just all you have to do is go in there and say, "Yeah, I want to upgrade to this," and it's like I think $2 extra for one person to have it on their account.
Okay.
That's it,
HBO
Yeah.
Max.
and you get
So-
HBO Max for free.
Little hack for everybody out there. And also, we have watched the movie, as we said, Mugen Train, and this podcast is going to be almost entirely about Mugen Train. So if you have not seen it yet, this is
Spoiler
where
alert.
you
No,
Where
we
you
can
pause.
let's give our non-spoiler opinions first.
Before we start.
okay.
Yeah,
Let's
we
go.
could
That's
probably
a fair
give
point.
we could probably give them a little bit.
Okay, so
you know,
we'll.
and then tell them when to tap out or to spoil yourself.
I mean, just know going forward, we're going to be talking about the movie. So if you're going to see it tonight and you'd rather wait,
Yeah, if you want to go clean
Yeah.
slate, don't even listen. But if you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
get like
Go
our
watch the movie, then come
basic
listen
ratings,
but we want to talk about like spoilers too.
yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
figured, if somebody's already listening and they wanted to get, a tidbit since they're already here, salivating for it, we could do it.
Yeah.
for them.
Okay. Well. Okay.
to this. That taste.
Oh, should we dive in? You guys want to talk about what you watched this week, or
I didn't watch shit, so I'm ready to go.
I don't care.
Jesse?
I'm only watching the Tokyo Revengers. That's the only thing I really want to talk about.
The Tokyo Revengers. I've
It's
not
on
even heard.
Crunchyroll. It's
Yeah.
new. It's only a couple episodes out.
Yeah, it's only like 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah. It's
But
on my
it's-
watch list, so it'll pop up on y'all's too then.
It's legitimately one of those that Slime was the one I was always waiting week to week for it to come out. Tokyo Revengers has taken that place while Slime's on hiatus.
Okay.
It's really good.
Good for you. You got to find something to replace the addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Place the itch.
I finished Dorohedoro finally. It was only, but the 13th episode is an OVA, an original video animation,
Yeah.
and
It's more about
I didn't
the
even
girl.
watch it because I was skimming through and I'm like, is this really even
It doesn't
needed
get-
for
it
the
doesn't-
story?
It doesn't give you any completion on the
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
So.
So overall, I'd rate season 1 out of 10. I'd give it a 6.8. I enjoyed watching
Dorohedoro.
it, but it's very niche in who it's marketing its audience for. It doesn't take itself too seriously, almost ever. But Mugen Train. So we saw it at 10:25 a couple days ago, and we saw it in Japanese subtitles. And going into it, I thought we were going to be the only crew in there. So it was myself, Brennan's girlfriend Darby, Colton, and Jesse. And it was a packed house.
I knew it was gonna be because Darby was saying the same thing. She's like, "We'll probably be the only ones." And I was like, "No, they'll be coming out the woodworks."
I was
for this
shocked.
shit.
I was saying, fans haven't had anything to go to outside of their own houses for a year
Yeah.
now.
Well,
man.
for me, this is the first anime
the
movie
first
I've
Meets
seen
outing,
in theaters.
I think that's true for me too, actually.
I mean, I've seen anime movies, but I've never actually paid for a ticket at
Yeah,
like a
That's true.
cinema or Warren, whatever.
Yeah, I've always
gone
just bought
in.
them online or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's a good experience, though. I liked it.
Yeah, it was freaking cool. It was cool to just be in a room with everybody that loved anime enough to go pay for a movie in Japanese subtitles.
Right.
Yeah, whenever there'd be like the stupid little jokes, you could hear everybody laugh. They'd be like, "Oh, they
Yeah.
Yeah.
they get that." It's
Yeah.
not funny to most, but to us,
I know. I was like wanting to like stand outside the door at the end and be like, "Hey, you guys want to like be friends, hang out?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing after this right now?" So let's talk opinions, like Brennan said, without spoiling. So Brennan, you can go ahead and go first. What'd you think of the movie overall? Likes, dislikes?
I freaking loved it. But I think I'm a little biased, and I had too much hype going into it. It did feel a little. I guess my only complaint is that I just easily could have seen it being part of a season. That's
Yeah.
about it. Like, it didn't feel like it was like a storyline for a movie necessarily. Just because I could have seen that bitch being broken up into like 5 episodes and gotten the same effect. But also the movie probably gave it that higher animation quality and just,
Probably a
like
lot
I
more
said,
money.
more hype. Yeah, more hype, more money. Felt a little maybe cash grabby because
Yeah.
they knew they could make money, which is good. But that's probably my only complaint about the thing, that I just felt like I watched 5 episodes in continuation at some points. And because it literally picks up at the end of the last episode 26.
Yeah. Which I kind of liked. Is exactly where you left off.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was good, but that's why it also felt like it just could have rolled right in, which I wonder if they're going to readapt it for the next season.
Oh,
like
they will, I
Boruto.
think. Yeah, I think they will.
I would actually be very surprised.
You
don't
think they're gonna
they
just
will?
keep rolling out movies?
Well, I think that's more likely than at this point than a season because it makes them more money as it currently stands.
Man,
I've read
And
some
it's
things
just
on
so long of a wait.
I've read
Oh
some
my
things on
gosh.
Demon Slayer. It looks like Netflix is pushing to try to get the rights to it.
I thought they already
But even
got
if
exclusive
they did
rights
it, yeah,
to the movie.
I heard it may not even come out till 2023 if it
The
comes out
movie?
on Netflix. No, the next season.
Mm.
Even if they do one, or if it comes to be a movie.
Dude, either way, if they do a movie, if the season's 2023, they could probably get another movie by 2023 too. But who's this? I don't read the manga. I'm anime only, so I can't even say if the next arc's movie worthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Personally, I would say no. There's
Yeah.
a couple arcs that are real that would like one of the final arcs
Yeah.
is oh my gosh for a movie
Good.
it would be fantastic, but I don't think
I've
this
heard the
current one
ending is pretty crazy.
Well, I'm gonna
for
get
Demon
into
Slayer.
once we get into the spoiler territory. I'll be able to say more about my real thoughts on this arc in general, the Mugen Train arc
Yeah.
from start to finish.
Colton, what are your thoughts? Non-spoiler.
I kind of agree with what Brennan said. I mean, you heard so much about the hype about the movie and how amazing it was. Which, don't get me wrong, it was absolutely the best anime film I've seen of the year. Which is probably the only one, but still.
Yeah, it felt like a flex. The whole thing.
Like, yeah, you knew people were flexing on it, so you expected really high hopes, which is normal when you hear a lot of stuff about it. But it was definitely good. Definitely 8 or above for me. But
Yeah.
good story, I believe.
Jesse?
I think for me the only reason it wasn't a perfect movie has something to do with something entirely out of the movie's control, which is the fact that we're not going to probably get a third season anytime soon.
So that bothers you.
Gives you a little sour
does.
taste.
The hype of this movie was I came in with probably maybe even a little higher expectations than you guys because I'd been watching the stuff on this literally since it premiered over a year ago.
Yeah.
I'd been watching them talk about it and I was super excited for it to come over here, and I was kind of hoping they were going to just release it online and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
when they didn't, I was like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
And all of my expectations were met going into this. I was that satisfied
Oh,
with it.
good.
And I'm just like annoyed because now I'm like, I want season 3.
Yeah.
Does anyone know why it took so long to get to the States? Like, why was it out in Japan for over a year?
Part of it has to do with COVID
Okay.
because they couldn't.
It was out in Japan for over a year?
Oh yeah, it came out in January 2020.
I thought that it released in Japan like
It's had a
No.
while
4
to-
months ago.
No,
That's what I'm wondering. It's like
2020.
they can do the simulcast in like a day. They can't get someone to translate that shit for us.
It's partially because it's so long.
Yeah.
Partially because the COVID thing kind of Japan shut down earlier than America did, and stayed shut down longer.
Yeah, so it came out, but it was basically on hiatus in the movie theaters, and it came back out in theaters.
Shoot, they should have just got
From what I
one
understand
dude.
is even when they were in lockdown, they still had theaters open over there. It just was like
Slow.
10
Because
people,
it took a
15
long time
people.
for it to become number one anime film of
Yeah.
all time.
7
Because
months
you
in
just heard
theaters
about
almost.
it, yeah. Last month is when it actually hit.
Wow.
I thought it's their number one film of all time.
It
not
is
even
now.
anime, just
It
like
is now, yeah.
straight up. Any
It's the
movie.
number one anime film of all time.
Which that's crazy to me. Like, is it that good to be the best movie ever?
It's also the only movie that like they literally got to think their entire box office this last
Yeah.
year was subsided
Yeah.
by the fact that was out.
And it's a movie you go like it has a huge advantage, this movie, because most movies you release a movie and you're hoping that people have interest in the genre that you've decided to release a
Yeah.
movie in. This movie, it was decided who was going to go see it as soon as it released. Nobody's going to go see Demon Slayer that hasn't watched anime, loved anime, or watched Demon Slayer,
Well,
loved Demon Slayer.
Which brings up the point. I was kind of thinking, like, if you watch this blind, you almost could put pieces together. I mean, you'd be missing out overall, especially on just like the characters.
I think
But you could kind of piece it together because
I think it'd be
flashbacks.
a nightmare for somebody that doesn't know.
I mean, I think you could get
It gives you
Tanjiro's
no
basic
backstory, though.
backstory though, because his dream.
But you don't get any on
Inosuke and
Nezuko.
Zenitsu.
That's what I'm saying.
Zenitsu.
His crew, you'd have no, but it's only 3 people because we're really meeting Rengoku for the first time outside of one episode.
Right. And I also think why this one did
I'm
so
not saying
well-
you should go see it without doing it, but I'm saying you could, like, if a rando walked in, they could at least be coherent of what's going on in the immediate presence of the story.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, kind of, because it was a concluded arc, season 1, and then this is a completely new one and concluded arc.
Yeah. And I think while this movie did so well compared to other anime movies, like you can see some like My Hero movies, they're not canon. This is a canon movie, and so
Yeah.
people want to see it because it
I
continues.
appreciate that they did
anime-
that too.
It continues the manga adaptation.
Yeah.
Hilariously, actually, they've actually canonized all of the My Hero movies
Have
now.
they?
But they're not originally canon.
Yeah.
It's something that Horikoshi, like in the current manga and stuff, that he's actually brought elements from the movie or movies and brought them back
Into the anime.
or in the manga. He's brought like
Because I've only seen the first My Hero movie. I haven't seen the other two.
the full gauntlets from that have come back around in some way.
Yeah.
That they've actually brought those back around just as a support item.
Interesting.
But yeah,
Yeah.
usually anime movies before this one really never did that.
No.
Like they'd always be just
Yeah.
different.
Throwaways.
Yeah, throwaways.
That's mostly like the Naruto movies. Besides the last and Boruto,
Right.
they're literally all just
Well, they literally said
Filler.
at one point that the Naruto movies, all of them, except for the last in Boruto,
yeah,
are set in an alternate universe.
yeah. The fucked up
Where
thing is
they-
I've seen every single one of them.
Yeah, I have seen.
I
every single
didn't
one of those
care. I was
too.
like, it's more content.
Yeah.
I mean, they aren't the worst movies ever.
They're
seen.
not.
It bothers me to I can't watch something that isn't relevant to the story. Like it bothers me to know like why. Like I don't even see the point of this movie.
Yeah, because you could say
Well, sometimes
Naruto
when
the
it's
Last
gone,
is
you just
my
want to
favorite.
see like the Naruto movies, like the one. There's only one with Sasuke in it.
But
when
it just
they're
does all
kids.
fictional. I
I
don't know.
I
I
just
don't.
wanted to watch it because you don't get to
I
see
know
that
all
much
anime
of
is
it together.
fiction.
I'm gonna say all.
But this
anime
is fiction within fiction. It's like that's too deep. That's too removed from my liking.
It's too meta.
Yeah, that's I can't get over. I would never watch any of the Naruto movies. But yes, I also appreciated that this movie was manga canon. I loved it, but I don't think anything about it could have happened that would have made me not enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely
I like
enjoyed it.
Demon Slayer. I like anime.
I think if they had
I mean-
cheaped out on the animation, that would have
I
run.
mean,
It
you
may
could
have
tell
been-
right off the back at the beginning of the movie, the way they had the trees, they almost looked real.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
trees
It was
and the train.
photorealistic.
They were,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were like flexing on us the whole time,
Yeah.
like the quality of it.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
The only thing, I think I saw some CGI.
There was
Definitely.
The
some
train was
CGI.
partly
train.
CGI.
Yeah, okay, that was like the only
a
thing,
shit ton
but
of CGI.
it was fine for what the stuff was.
Well,
It
I would
didn't-
say yeah, they used it in the right spots.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was an acceptable amount, but
Mhm.
yeah, when it popped up, you immediately notice.
Like,
Voice acting is the original cast. I could
Mhm.
tell,
good.
On
fucking
point, yeah.
amazing.
I forgot how the characters are pretty uniquely drawn compared to other animes. I was just kept looking at them.
They're
like,
super
They don't really
cartoony.
they don't really look like a lot of the other anime.
No, they're
characters.
they're cartoony, but they're
They look
because their
good, though.
lines aren't all the same width. They're like they widen and then they lessen and then they it's a super unique style. It's like if you drew on a tablet. That's what it looks like
yeah.
with like a
Here's-
brush instead of a pen.
here's hoping if Netflix gets a hold of these rights that they hire all the original artists to come back and do this nonsense again, and we don't get a Seven Deadly Sins season 3 on our hands,
Terrible animation. Yeah.
where the animation just suffers.
I don't think that they could. So Demon Slayer, one of the reasons why it's so awesome is because it was known for the great and unique animation. I don't think that it's possible for anybody that purchases Demon Slayer to
Yeah,
allow.
they've set the bar so freaking high that
It to go
people
that
would riot,
bad.
take to the streets
Yeah,
if they
I
ruined
mean,
it.
I mean, the Seven Deadly Sins had a huge following, not necessarily over in Japan,
Yeah,
Yeah.
some over in Japan,
but its animation was like on
was
par
good,
with
but-
what's acceptable. But yeah, when they came back for season 3, it was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Who did they hire? Grade school kids to do this animation?
No, it's more like they gave them 2 weeks to draw it, and it was like, oh, we only have 2 weeks to draw 5 episodes. Well, we're not going to sleep, and it's going to look terrible.
Yeah,
And it
Freaking-
did.
yeah. The animation in Mugen Train was incredible. Voice acting incredible. The score was incredible. Even seeing it on the big screen, like everything gigantic, incredible. The animation is absolutely amazing. You learn to love all the characters more. I don't really have anything else to say.
Yeah,
other
really,
than, like,
I think it
getting
really
into details.
shined the characters. You know, some of them had like annoying traits, and they're present, but I don't know. I just feel like it was
Yeah,
all their best
A lot
sides.
of the characters
It was
they
everybody's
grow on
best
you
sides.
throughout the movie, definitely.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to think if there's any character development.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, there is. But
Definitely.
we don't want to spoil that
Yeah.
because if they
Yeah.
develop past episode 26, it's spoiler.
Are we nearing the end of the spoiler-free section?
Yeah, if you ain't
I would
if you,
say
if
so.
you ain't
Yeah.
watched it, get
We got.
get the hell out.
I'm literally itching to get into this stuff. Yeah, if you haven't watched yet, now's the time. Hit pause. Come back after you've seen the movie. All right, let's dive
You've
in.
been warned. We're going.
So the
Spoiler
movie,
alert.
it starts off with the cemetery, right?
Yep. Of
Yeah.
all the dead.
What's his
What's
name?
the head
Demon Slayer
Hashira's name?
corpse.
He's not a Hashira. He's something beyond a Hashira.
Okay.
The
But
leader
his
of
name
Hashira.
totally escapes my mind
Okay.
too.
I have theories about him, but I'm hesitant to ask because I don't want to know.
They tell
And I
us
know
why.
Jesse knows.
They tell us why his face is
They
looks
will.
like the
I'm sure.
Hamburglar,
They kind of explain that eventually.
but
Here's
they
the
haven't
deal.
yet, as far as we
No,
know.
not inside
Okay.
of them, the
Okay.
anime. But no, here's the thing. I've read the manga and I loved it, but it's been over 2 years since I read the finale.
Okay.
So it's been a hot minute and I
Yeah.
haven't refreshed it all.
So you know the story, but not the details
The,
anymore.
the
Not every
super
little-
focused details, yeah. I
Yeah.
can still tell you exactly what happens in the final chapter.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't think he's got any ulterior motives necessarily.
I think he's like the true force of good, and Muzen is like the true force of bad, and I bet you they're related somehow.
I think they are too.
Him, and Michael
somehow.
Jackson.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people didn't think that he actually like they definitely based Muzen, or is it Muzen, the Michael Jackson looking character?
I think it's Musen.
Muzen.
Musens.
He definitely was based off of Michael Jackson from the
Well,
bad
just that one. Didn't he change
music
bodies
video.
to like a girl one now? Doesn't he like change bodies?
He's still
Yeah,
like
he
a-
can pretty
change his
regularly.
form.
does he?
Yeah.
Because he's married. and has
We
a
don't
kid.
see him at all in this movie. He
Yeah.
makes no appearance.
They just like it referenced him and showed him in flashbacks. So, I just want to clarify this for myself. Pretty sure, but the main villain, I guess, of the train, the one who took over the train, that's like the one
His
of the
name is
lower.
Inmu.
That's the one of the lower 12 who didn't get killed in season 1, right?
Correct. He was
Right.
the
Remember,
he
he
was
like killed
lower
all the
number
other
one.
ones, and she wanted to be.
He was at the very bottom of the 12.
Oh no, he was the very top.
Oh, so he was on his way into the upper rank.
That's why
He
he
was
said
trying to get to become an upper.
at the very end of the movie when he was when he was crying and everything. That's why he was like, I've taken in so much of his blood, so much, and I still couldn't crack into those things. Then he
Yeah.
started talking about the original,
Upper 3.
the upper.
been alive for thousands of
6.
years.
Yeah.
They've been alive for literally. If Musen's been alive for 1,000 years, they've been alive for hundreds.
Yeah. Remember, he killed all the other lower ones sometime in that season because they weren't doing good, and he let that one live.
That makes it more interesting to me that they were able to beat that demon then.
Yeah. His name was Inmu.
So that was a guy, because sometimes they made the train demon look like a girl.
I didn't know what it was. Or if it
Because
was
like
supposed to
the
have a
shading
sex.
on the chest made it look like breasts. I was like, this is a girl. No, this is a guy. No,
Well, it's
this
been
is a girl.
shown the lower demons aren't. The Hashiras fuck up the lower demons because Tomioka fucked up the little spider kid pretty easily too.
Yeah, and Tanjiro couldn't even cut its neck.
Yeah, well he did, but he detached it before.
Finally,
Yeah,
So, well, I don't know if Tanjiro winking him or what, but he got fucked up pretty quick.
yeah.
So, and they basically beat this lower one, just him and Inosuke together
Yeah, they did.
with their help holding him off, protecting the people.
I was to say otherwise that would have been a much different story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it starts off the three amigos, Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Tanjiro, are getting on this train because they were sent there by their little bird, saying that to back up Rengoku because people are disappearing on this train. Right? That's
Right.
the
Yeah,
correct.
the premise.
Rengoku is the Flame Hashira, if you didn't know.
Yeah. So they get on the train and they're looking for him, and they're like, "You know what he looks like?" And Tanjiro's like, "Yeah, he's the one with the gaudy hair, and I'll recognize his scent." And so they get into the train car that Rengoku's in, and they just hear this guy yelling, "Delicious, delicious," after every single bite. Why do you think that they showed us Rengoku saying that? Was it just supposed to make us feel like he's a weird ass?
Just make him, I
Yeah,
think, just make
definitely.
him seem goofy.
But say I think it's honestly to make us fall in love with him because he's fun, he's goofy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything. It makes the ending a little harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
they had 2
probably
hours
right.
to make us freaking care about this guy, and
They
they
fucking
did
did a
it more
great
than
job.
enough.
The dude next to me was literally crying his eyes out in the movie theater, and it almost made me cry. I was like, "Fuck, this guy is like," and yeah, Colton saw him smoking a squall outside the movie theater after, and then he threw it into the ground.
Yeah, it was
like,
it was
shit.
piss pouring out, and so I ran to the car and I picked up my girlfriend so she could stay under. She said that he was out there smoking, and then he like threw his jacket over his shoulder, threw down a cigarette, and walked stoically out into the rain.
He did the wave.
That's called pathetic fallacy when it's raining during a sad moment. Yeah, this dude was feeling it. But yeah, they definitely made us love Rengoku.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite character that we've seen so far.
Freaking badass name.
Yeah. His design grew on me. I think originally when I saw him in the anime, I was like, dude's fucking idiot. But then I ended up actually liking it.
I mean, to be fair, he's an idiot anyways.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
just
I just didn't
awesome.
like his hair, but I don't know. Everything grew on me.
Yeah.
Helps when you're a badass too.
Yeah. So they go meet with Rengoku, and he explains the situation that like 40 people have disappeared, and they're basically waiting.
And he offers to train Tanjiro, and he declines.
No, Tanjiro's like, no, but what are you looking at? Because he wouldn't look at him. He just kept
Just kept
he kept his
straight
gaze
ahead.
forward, and Tanjiro asked him about the what is the dance he does? The Kagura.
Yeah.
Hinokami Kagura.
Yeah, Hinokami Kagura. He asks Rengoku about that because he's like, this guy knows about fire. Maybe he has some history. And Rengoku's, they get us to love him again. He's like, thank you for asking, but no, I can't help. I don't know anything about it.
I know Jack.
Yeah, he basically says fire breathing techniques have been around for hundreds of years.
Water breathing.
And then he said like how the main one, just the basic elements, and all the rest branched off of those.
Yeah, and didn't he say something about how there's always been a flame Hashira?
Yeah, inside
And a water.
And a water.
And
So
earth.
that means that those are the only two that have always had a Hashira.
Pretty much.
So right now there's not a flame Hashira.
Not anymore.
Technically not.
So
Was
it's
there
the
a
first time in history.
Is there a water
Pretty
Hashira
much.
too?
Yeah, Tomioka.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was wanting to see it.
He's got the
square
coolest
up.
hair.
Is he the white haired?
He's the black hair.
He's like the one that saved Tanjiro and set
Yeah, in
him
the
up with his
beginning.
master.
Episode 1.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the.
He's the one who
guy's
killed the
former
little
ma-
spider kid.
Right. He's the.
He's pretty badass too.
He's the water Hashira.
Yeah, he's more the stoic type though.
Yeah, he's pretty.
He's
quiet.
broody.
And I did like.
Everybody hates him. He's
I
like,
had to
he's
Google,
like,
like-
nobody hates me.
Oh, yeah, he's oblivious.
Yeah, they're like everybody hates you.
They're like, that's what he cared about.
Yeah.
I had to Google who was like like Hashira power levels, and I found out that.
Don't spoil that. I don't want. I don't.
I'm
really
not
wanna
gonna say.
know.
I'll just say Rengoku. He's like right in the middle.
Oh, okay. I was wondering that.
Well, they all seemed.
They were surprised that he died.
Yeah, some of the ones
Yeah.
were like, what? And then a lot of them were just like, I see.
Yeah. They're like, so even Rengoku couldn't defeat
Yeah,
him.
Yeah,
couldn't
so he's
beat
like
Upper.
basically middle power level between all the Hashiras.
But he had the
Oh my
heart of the
God.
number one.
Definitely.
Fuck. We're gonna talk about
Yeah, the
that
heart
shit.
of a lion.
So they have a little. Basically, at the beginning, they wanted us to show that he's going to be a mentor to Tanjiro. He's willing to train him and make him into a great demon slayer. And at first, he declines. Inosuke is constantly sticking his head out the window of the train because he's fascinated at how fast they're going.
He thinks it's a demon,
Yeah.
which.
And
He
Zenitsu
thinks it's the
keeps
Lord
trying
of
to
the
pull him
Land.
in.
Yeah. Lord of the Land.
It's the Lord of the Land.
Yeah.
I will defeat this Lord.
I'm gonna run outside and see if I can beat it.
Yeah. And we'll kind of jump ahead. So the conductor comes in, and they make it very obvious that this dude's up to something.
Yeah. Not
it's
showing
like
his
how did they
eyes.
not know? You know, dudes that look like he ain't slept in years.
I know. Well, they don't even show us his face. He comes in, he's
You
like,
can see his
"Tickets,
eyes
please."
though. He's tired
Yeah.
of shit.
But did we
Mhm.
want to tell him like the setup of why they're all on the train?
We already did.
Did we?
Yeah,
People have been
they're
disappearing.
Okay. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm
yeah.
blanking out.
Yep, they're on there. And so the conductor comes in, and he asks to see their tickets so he can punch a hole in them so they can't use it to get on the train again.
And
So he
that's where
punches
the
all their
curse
tickets.
Begins.
And boom, they're asleep, but we don't know that yet. So
Well,
he
they didn't
punches
fall
their...
asleep right away.
Yeah, they did.
I thought that it took a little while to kick in.
No, that was all their dream.
So
That was
that
literally
that
I
whole
was
fight,
wondering if the
Ringoku's
demons, those
dream.
first demons they fought, were fake or not.
They were all fake.
Okay.
100%.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh
about.
shit! I didn't. That went right over my head.
Yeah, that whole thing where they were like,
So the
big
whole thing.
brother, big bro, and like
Oh damn!
that was all fake.
So it's
Shit.
all in Rengoku's dream.
That was all Rengoku.
That was in Rengoku's dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, they're all like praising him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little weird. They're like going around in circles.
He was like, "I'll train you."
but it's also an anime too, so I didn't know.
It's not entirely out of the
So
realm
they
of
didn't.
possibility.
So they didn't ever accept his offer.
No,
Damn it!
no.
Bastards.
Yeah, that was all fake. Or not fake. That was all dream state.
Of Rengoku.
Because yeah, they defeat. Because I think that Rengoku realized it too. Because, well, maybe not at that point, but they defeated the demon, and they were like, that was too easy.
You're talking about when they beat when Tanjiro woke up on his own.
No.
He said it was too easy then. They didn't say it was too easy when he beat the other two in the train.
Oh, I guess you're
They
right.
just thought he was a badass for it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm skipping ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does suck that part wasn't real because that was funny.
I thought that was real. I thought they were still awake.
They kept giving Zenitsu every time they do like the stupid faces, the buck teeth. They kept giving him the beaver teeth every time. He's like, ooh. Who was the dream that we went to first? So it was
Rengoku's
defeating,
then
and
Tanjiro.
Then Tanjiro, then Zenitsu, then
so at what
Inosuke.
point did Rengoku skip to his dream where he was
with his father.
Oh yeah, he was like, "Why am I here?" Oh yeah, I came to tell my father.
See, that's why I thought
the
that's
news.
where the dream started, because he like woke up and was like, "Oh,
No, I
I'm
think
here
that
now.
was. I think that was the demon switching his dream because he was starting to realize that was a little too easy.
Yeah, because he did say he said this was a
Did
little
he?
too easy.
He said so. It wasn't. There was a couple times they said something was too easy.
I may have missed that because, like I said, I didn't know. I thought the dream started right then.
Yeah, me and Jesse, we saw the same thing because they did say something.
It took out those demons pretty
He was
easy.
like, because they were praising him, and Rengoku was thinking to himself, and he was like, that was too easy.
He's a Hashira. I just thought it would be that easy for him.
Which,
for that
Not if
level
they
of demon,
send it-
yes,
Yeah.
But they send a backup for a Hashira, though. They sent 3 more guys. Like, they knew it was going to be serious.
Yeah.
40 people
true.
disappearing, and they said multiple demon slayers disappearing on that train.
Yeah, that's
Not
true.
just one at a time, like groups.
Yeah. So we go to Tanjiro's dream first.
after Rengoku.
After Rengoku's initial dream of
Yeah.
receiving praise
And
from
he
the
gets home
youngins.
after selling the coal, and they're all alive, basically.
And he realizes that he knows right away that something's off. Like, how does it start off?
Well, he does, but then the longer he stays there, the more it like gets
Yeah.
normalized to him. and
Yeah.
Because you can
he
tell
starts
he
to
has his
forget.
sword and everything.
Because at first he sees his siblings and
Yeah.
he's like shocked and he runs up and tackles them.
But
Right.
then
And
once
he's
the
like, "I'm
sword
sorry."
disappears, his hair
Yeah.
grows back out, and his
his
scar
original
reforms.
scar returns.
Yeah,
I didn't
he-
get how it changed. Did they do something during the first season why the scar changed from when he becomes a?
I just
Yeah,
thought
because it had a hollow part to it.
Yeah, it looks
didn't
like a burn at first, like the very first part of the season. Then it turns into like that black scar. Did you notice that?
Mhm.
It's changed,
it did that
but
in
they
the
don't
anime
ever tell.
too.
Yeah, they don't tell
I didn't know
you
if
why.
it just developed over time. You know how scars, if it was a fresh scar at the time, or
Well,
if
Yeah, he was
That's the thing
born
is
with it. I'm pretty
That-
sure.
Yeah, it's a birthmark,
Yeah.
okay.
and
It
they'll
definitely changed.
they'll talk about it later.
Okay.
I was about to say it.
But his hair grew back out. He got the flow again.
Should
Yeah.
have kept the flow.
So he
Sick
had-
as
Top knot.
flow, bro.
Yeah, so Tanjiro's dream is he's back home. It never happened. So his family was never murdered.
They can charcoal.
And right out the gates, I'm like, where the fuck is Nezuko?
Yeah.
Because we ain't, at this point in the movie, she ain't came out the box yet either.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
She just hasn't been involved.
Yeah, and so the longer he stays there,
The
the
more
deeper he falls is
Yeah.
what the demon is saying. Like,
And it
they'll
shows
reach a point where they
metaphorically-
can't get out anymore.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
He kept saying things though that he
that
didn't
would remind
realize.
him, where he'd like see the thing and be like, "Come on, Nezuko," when he put the thing on his back.
Yeah.
Or
He'd be like, why am I saying weird stuff
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
Or when he went home and he was like, "Where's Nezuko?" and the kids were like, "In the mountains," and he was like, "In broad daylight,"
Yeah.
and they're like,
Mhm.
"Is that not allowed?" And he's like, "Why am I saying all this weird
Yeah.
shit?"
It's like when he first saw them, he started crying.
Yeah,
Like the whole time his brain was figuring it out, but his heart didn't want it to be true. He wanted to go back to those peaceful days.
Right.
You guys think about this. When you're in a dream, think about how almost impossible it would be to know you were in a dream.
Usually, I don't catch myself till like the back end of a dream, maybe right before I'm about to wake up.
Right.
Or when I do wake up, I'm like, fuck.
So you have had a lucid dream where you knew it was a dream.
I mean, yeah, but I can't
That
like do
actually
it on
happens
my own.
quite often. to
But
me.
yeah, but you can't
But, like
actually
towards
like,
the
try
end
to
of my
wake
dreams, I'll
yourself
become
up.
aware, and then I'll end up waking up, and I'll be like, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Couldn't
pretty
stay
much.
in
That's
long enough.
that's the problem with it. Lucid dreaming only lasts for a certain set amount of time.
Yeah.
You can only maintain a dream state and be cognizant of it for so long.
I've never been able to do that. I always, when I'm dreaming, I'm there. It's reality. I know if this was me, if I was a demon slayer, I'd be dead. There's no way I'm coming out of that dream. This is real.
Well, there's no way I think
most
of
of them
cutting my
wouldn't
own
have.
neck.
So let's
Yeah.
jump to Zenitsu's dream.
So how many times do you think? Well, we haven't gotten that far, but
Who's my favorite
Why is it
dream
in-
was Zenitsu's because he was just basically cool and he's with Nezuko.
Yeah.
he's chasing
And
down
they're just running.
Nezuko-chan.
Yeah. Yeah, Nezuko, his dream was just being with
Yeah,
Nezuko,
that about sums
going
it
on
up.
dates. But his subconscious was just a dark room
Yeah.
with his badass self who's like, "What are you doing here? I must kill you."
Yeah.
with fucking hedge clippers.
The only one in here allowed is
chases
Nezuko.
him around with
He
the
has fucking hedge
clippers.
clippers. He's like, "What are you doing in here?"
Yeah.
He's like,
his
"What is up with
subconscious
this
is
guy's
always crazy.
subconscious?" Completely
then-
pitch black.
Inosuke's dream is more or less of kind of what they already do, except he's like
He
thinks
actually
he's the
the leader that he always claims to be,
Yeah.
and they're like more minion-y.
And he makes them like
Yeah.
doofuses.
And then
Yeah.
Jordan got this. I thought this at first, but I didn't think that meant that he also had a crush on Nezuko. You guys think it did?
Oh yeah.
Because at first it did look like it, but then whenever the time to fight came, he like just called her Minion 3, so I didn't know.
It's not nearly so. Whereas
I think
Zenitsu
his love is different compared to.
He just doesn't
Yeah.
know. He doesn't understand that he likes her, but
Compared
there's something
to-
there.
Yeah.
I think the clothes he
Zenitsu's.
gave her say that he has something there, but to him it's just his whole entire
It's an animal attraction.
pretty much.
Yeah, he's an animal instinct, so he probably just because she's a female, he
Yeah.
automatically treats her different in his head.
Pretty much.
How much younger is she than Tanjiro? 1 year, 2 years?
I think 2
Probably
years
not more
is
than
what I
2
guess.
is what my assumption is.
I
Can't be
thought she
more
was
than 2.
older actually.
No, he's the oldest brother.
I
He's
thought
the
he
Well, the
was
oldest brother, but I don't think he's
Oh,
the
yeah.
oldest sibling.
Let me see.
If she's older, I'd be shocked. But
I
it
hope
looked
not.
like, just based on how many siblings there were, they all looked about 2 years apart because
Yeah,
of,
they
how,
had
of the size.
his dad put in work as much as
It
he
says,
could.
yeah, Nezuko is his younger sister.
But how many years?
It doesn't say.
I'm going to guess 2 years.
Yeah,
I
Tanjiro
can't
was
be more
what,
than-
16 or 15 when it started.
Yeah.
So she's probably
Oh wait, Tanjiro was 13 before the 2-year training, and Nezuko was 14 after. So
So she's older.
so
she
she's
is
2
older.
years.
No. She's 1 year younger
Okay.
okay.
because if it's 2-year training and after, she's 14.
Oh yeah, he'd be
he'd be
15.
15.
Holy cow, this boy's young.
Oh yeah, this whole thing. That's what's like. They look kind of similar in age, and she's a little taller, which girls are normally taller. That's why I was like, I think she's either right at his age or a
Which
little
brings
over.
the question:
she's
how
younger,
old?
so
How old is
she's a year-
Rengoku? Let's take a guess.
She's a year younger.
I'm gonna say something stupid. He's probably like 22.
That's what I
Rengoku?
would have
Yeah.
guessed.
I think
16.
he's 20.
Oh God.
No way.
I bet money.
All right, I guess 22 as
I'm
well.
gonna say 21.
Check it up.
Google
Look
that
it up,
shit.
Colton.
To Google.
Pending.
They're always too young. I would have liked to see him be like 30.
It's 20.
Dang it!
Oh my goodness, he's young.
So Tanjiro's only got. I'm gonna say he's 16 now, if not 4ish years to get to that level, which he's advanced pretty quick, so it's possible.
So Tanjiro's probably 14 or 15 still now.
He's 15.
15. So yeah. he's
Oh
got
wait,
five.
yeah. If he was 13 when it starts, so he's at
'Cause
least.
he did
15.
training for 2 years and he was 13.
Yeah, so
I don't think it's been a full year in the anime since.
so. He's
then.
probably just 15 still.
Yeah, or has just turned 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty
I like
close
to
to
think
it.
he's 16.
Okay, so
So you
these
can drive.
dreams that were given to each of these, the Demon Slayers, Zenitsu, Inosuke, Tanjiro, and Rengoku, were these dreams given to them because the demon saw what they desired most in their heart? Or do you think that
I think so.
he just let them have a happy dream and then they picked it?
I think it's B more than A.
Well, you
Yeah,
heard
I
him
think
say,
he didn't have time to go through each one of them.
So you think he just put
guides
them in a
them.
dream state and then chose it's going to be a happy one?
Well, you heard
Yeah.
what he said. He says he likes them to feel comfortable, and then right at the end, he takes it away from them.
Okay.
And
So
that's-
He loves the face that they make of
Yeah.
suffering
Of
and
suffering.
frailty.
Yeah.
right at the end.
And that shit's addicting because that's how he had like the cast of kids and that conductor under his whim,
Yeah,
just because
we
they
haven't said
would
much
do
about-
anything just so they could go into that dream state.
So while they were sleeping, they had these kids with what do you call it?
Ice
Where,
picks.
where you can't sleep. What is that called?
Insomnia.
Insomnia.
Yeah.
One kid had freaking
Tuberculosis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tuberculosis.
it wasn't necessarily that they had insomnia.
Yeah,
it
they have
was-
severe insomnia
Oh,
from
did
what
they?
I'm reading.
Yeah,
Really?
because he fucked him up.
Yeah, one of them is the train's
Oh.
conductor who follows Enmu in order to dream of his late wife and child.
Yeah.
before.
So these people have been put in the dream state before and then taken out, and then he uses
they
that.
know how good it
Yeah.
is, so they're like,
Oh.
I'll
because they
fucking
can't
kill
sleep
people.
well. Yeah.
I thought that they were just he like explained like, listen, if you do what I tell you, I'll put you in a dream state perpetually.
they've been
in
in
whatever
it.
you like.
That's why like they were so pissed when Tanjiro woke up and like that one girl she was like, now we're not gonna be able to dream because of you,
Yeah.
and was like trying to stab him.
I mean, she's lucky she didn't get her neck snapped by
Yeah.
Rengoku when his inner
And I'm
Yeah,
surprised
we didn't
he
talk
let-
about Rengoku's
I'm
dream.
surprised he let go of her.
Rengoku's
Oh,
dream
what
didn't even
Well, I
seem
think
that
Tanjiro
good.
pulled him off
So
of her.
no, Rengoku's dream was
His dad telling him that he don't give a fuck.
That's why I asked that. If like why
or was
if
that
he
a
was
big,
supposed to give them happy dreams, why was Rengoku's of his dad?
Well, he got the happy dream.
It was seeing his brother.
He was
and
seeing
then
his brother.
Telling his brother.
his
to-
brother's
Talking
alive
about
though?
it.
That wasn't really happy.
Maybe that was just a
It
happy
was
moment
his-
for him
it
because
was
he
his.
decided like
and he got to see
it's
his
not gonna
mom.
stop
Think of
his.
his mom. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's true. He did see his mom too.
That's the
That was a
thing.
memory though.
Yeah,
Still,
you're
it's
right.
part
It
of
was.
the dream. It's
Yeah.
part of the dream still.
Well, think about it. Tanjiro's was pretty much a memory too.
His inception, a dream
Yeah.
inside a dream.
Okay, let's talk about Rengoku's dream. So Rengoku, it looks like he's the same age in this dream. Probably was 5-6 months ago, I'd guess. His
Within a
dad
year,
is
I'd say,
laying on
yeah.
his side, reading a book, and he says, "I have great news. I've become the Flame Hashira."
His,
his
dad,
dad
also
says-
former Hashira.
Yeah, his dad
Yeah.
was a former Hashira, and his dad just says basically, "So what?" means nothing.
Yeah, you're still nothing and will never amount to nothing.
Yeah. And then Rengoku goes outside, and his little brother Senjiro is like, "What did Dad think? What did he say when you told him you were Hashira?" And I'm thinking, this Rengoku, like, you've got to lie. Because you could see that Senjiro is like, "Do you think he'd be proud of me if I became a Hashira too?" I thought Rengoku was about to be like, "Yeah, he was very proud. Keep working hard." But he was like,
Yeah.
"I'm going to be honest with you."
I think the reason he
didn't
was
care.
because he knew his brother has as great of potential as him,
Yeah.
and so he was like, "You'll make it someday. You'll be a Hashira,
Well, shoot,
and then
which
you'll be
gave me
disappointed
even
like
more
I
mad
am."
respect for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rengoku just for laying it out there like that to him.
Yeah. He was
He
like,
did it
"Dad,
in an
Father did not
encouraging
care
way
at all."
too. Yeah.
But he told him that there's nothing that can dim the flame in my heart of passion
Yeah.
or something like
Mhm.
along those lines.
Yeah.
And he says it at the end of the movie too, for Tanjiro to tell him to take his own path. So I don't know if this kid's got aspirations to not be a demon slayer, possibly, or
He said, "Follow what you do is
Yeah,
what you think
or-
is right."
Mhm.
I
He-
thought it was funny that the brother, the dad, and him, they all basically look like triplets.
Yeah.
Just older and younger versions of each other. They all
Uh-huh.
look the same.
They got the yellow hair with the orange
with the
tips,
red-
Yeah.
yeah.
and the eyes are freaking cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah, his
freaking-
eyes are what wide.
At what point in Rengoku's dream does he go and have the memory of his mom?
I think that may be a straight up memory.
I think
during
it
the
was just a
fight.
flashback to
when
give
he
us
was
more
dying.
insight. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was. It was when he was dying.
Yeah, it was right at the end.
Okay, so we'll get to that then. So yeah, back to where Colton was. The Insomnia Kids. So we learned that. So for the first time, we see the Mugen Train demon.
Yeah, Enmu.
Which, dang, I'm having a lot of thoughts. Mugen Train. What does that mean?
Infinity.
Infinity Train.
Okay, now that we know that, that probably has a play on like Dream State, Infinity.
Well, it's also because Mugen sounds like murder in English.
Okay,
Murder.
Little
Mugen,
bit.
that's the main character from Samurai Champloo.
Mugen.
Mugen, I think.
I think you're right.
Okay, well, anyways, we see for the first time the Mugen Train demon. Don't remember his name, but just his hand.
Enmu.
Reminds me of the.
And his hand has a different voice than he himself, which is
It was like
fucking
the
creepy.
squirrel. It was just like the higher pitched voice. I
It's
thought.
like,
I thought it was like close, but they just like raised the.
Yeah, they made it a
squeak.
little
Yeah.
squeakier.
Yeah, and his voice for the bad guy Enmu, he speaks like, I don't know if you ReZero, the guy from The Magician.
Mm.
Where he enunciates his vowels at the end of his
Who,
words very
Roswell?
long. Yeah, Roswell. He goes, I don't know how he said it. He goes, they enunciate it like longer than they should at the end. Like, question,
oh
They
yeah,
do that stuff.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's very creepy and
Yeah,
it
they
is.
try to make it sound creepy.
So these little kids are instructed to, basically, they have the power to enter a dream. So now we're in Inception here, just like the movie Inception.
Yeah.
If they tie a rope on the wrist of the person in a dream state, and then also to their wrist, and then take deep breaths and count, they will fall asleep as well and infiltrate these people's dreams. And so those weapons that they have, those look like ice picks.
It's pretty much what they are. There's some shanks.
Yeah, prison shanks.
Or needles of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were like
But they use those
Screwdrivers.
to cut the dream once they get to the edge of the dream.
Yeah,
And
they
to
had to find
destroy
like
the
their
pure-
inner core.
what are they called? The pure cores?
The inner core was like the little thing, but I forgot what they call it outside the wall. Basically, they had to walk to the edge of the dream.
Spiritual
the dreamer
core.
is the
That's
center,
what they call it.
Spiritual core, yeah.
and they get to the outside, cut in, and then they go in. Like you said earlier, Zenitsu's is pitch black with him. Rengoku's, which I don't know why his is just hot as shit. Fire.
Because he says at the end, set your heart ablaze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his heart was literally hellfire.
Yeah.
Tanjiro's is peaceful.
Tanjiro's was
Had
just
little
like the
characters.
opening of Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the sky with a glass lake.
Nice and warm.
Yeah.
Or the final world from Kingdom Hearts
Yeah, that's true.
3.
And then Inosuke what was his?
I don't think they should. I think his was.
Whenever
His
got
was
to
just
the-
exploring.
His was
with-
just still
I
the
think
cave,
it was the
wasn't
same.
it? Yeah.
Well,
He was literally-
I don't think that guy ever made it.
Remember, because he was chasing that kid.
Yeah,
he was
as soon
chasing
as he
that
found
girl,
him, he
he's
was like,
like-
"Hey, what are you doing here?"
What's
She was
up
like,
with
"What
the-
is the boar doing?" In
What's up with this naked
in the
boar chasing
subconscious?
me? Yeah, it just kept chasing.
Yeah. Inosuke is a freaking great character.
I think he had the most growth during this film.
I do too.
For
That's
sure.
what I'm saying. We had to see the good sides of him.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I think he realized he was. He always thinks he's the strongest. I think after seeing Rengoku, he's like, "Oh, I'm not that strong."
Yeah,
Yeah.
he could because he couldn't even move if he wanted
Mhm.
to. Is what he was saying the whole time. And then Tanjiro had to tell him like, "Hey,
Move for
move."
Rengoku.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the kids get inside the dreams, and the first one is Rengoku. So Rengoku's talking to his brother, and the girl's like, "Dang, we're right. He's right there." She starts running toward the outskirts, and she actually finds his spiritual core, and she's about to stab it. And then we go back to reality, and his will to live is so strong. He was strangling her unconsciously,
Mm-hmm.
his body, even though his conscience had no idea that he was even in a dream. So explain to me how the fuck that's possible.
Kind of like a guy who gets knocked unconscious in a fight, but still standing.
like Rock Lee versus Gara.
But it's something that really happens in real like martial arts. It's not common. It's something that you only see very rarely. But like where somebody will get knocked unconscious, and they'll still throw like a punch
Man.
before you realize that
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
just
you see that
nothing
in
in
a lot of
there.
animes where they're fighting, but the guy is still standing, and then they're like try to keep fighting even though they already went unconscious.
I mean, that's like-
a long time ago.
Blackbeard in One Piece
Yeah,
does the
and
same.
then-
Yeah.
I mean, it was badass, but I was just thinking like, I wish they could have explained. I mean, they explained it. They just said she said his will is that strong to live. He's choking her in real life.
I mean,
and
it's
she's
good when you got the
stranguled.
vein in the arms and you're just like,
Oh,
singing.
yeah.
He's like, shit.
still completely
She's getting
asleep.
choked.
too.
I feel like she's getting choked out for like a good half
Yeah,
hour.
it's like she should have passed out.
I mean,
a
her
long time
windpipe
ago.
is broken for sure.
But,
Yeah,
oh
she-
yeah, with how much she was squeezing,
Yeah,
Yeah.
she should have been dead.
She
Yeah.
should have been dead. Yeah.
So he's safe, and then
Yeah.
we go back to Tanjiro.
yeah, let's move forward. Let's get to where they're out of the dream. So
Okay, yeah, let's move-
Tanjiro,
But it's important of how they get
Yeah.
out. Like
he gets a hint from himself basically, like he's dreaming, and he starts to realize.
Yeah. He gets a message basically.
And then from his dad, who
Yeah.
I didn't get that part.
he's going to get water, and he sees his reflection, and his reflection. That's what I was saying earlier. Like,
Mhm.
if I was dreaming, how the hell am I going to get out of it?
Right.
But
Yeah.
he was able to talk himself out and be like, "You're dreaming."
Yeah.
well,
He
his
was trying to
dad,
find
his
a
dad
way
showed
out.
up in the dream too, and that's who gave him the
Yeah.
final hint.
His dad, he was
To
trying to
commit
find a way out, but he
suicide.
didn't know how. But then, yeah, his dad showed up,
He said, "There's something you."
must
he
cut.
said, "Draw your sword. There's something you must cut."
Yes.
and then
And
he's
you're like, "Oh fuck!"
yeah. So then we find out the only way he can get out is that he has to kill himself.
'Cause
But
when
we
you die
didn't
in your
know that.
dream,
And
you
he
die
didn't
for
either.
real.
He took a risk.
Yeah, he took a risk and it worked.
And the way that he killed himself, instead of he like.
How
did
many
he do
times
it?
do you think during the movie
he pushed it
killed
through
himself?
or something?
Like he put it against his neck and he pushed it because essentially, if you open
Cut
up
the
that
con-
side of the neck, you would
You're
cut
gonna
at
hit your
least-
carotid.
Oh
yeah,
my
you
gosh,
cut at least
dude.
a full carotid.
So yeah, he does that, and he wakes up.
He probably does that like 40 times throughout the movie too.
Easily.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just do Senpoku?
But okay, but
where he
no, but
stabbed
first
himself in the gut.
we
It's
skipped
not gonna
it.
kill him very quickly.
Yeah.
We skipped the
Bleed out
fact
for
that
a while.
Nezuko was the first one to make him realize.
Yeah, she did. She set
She
fire.
lit
on
his ass on
wrist.
fire, and his wrists.
She
his
burnt the
whole
ropes.
actually his
Yeah,
whole
He
she
actually
burnt the
caught
ropes.
on fire. Yeah.
engulfed, and he was like Nezuko's scent. And then he really knew, like, fuck, I'm dreaming. I got to get out of here.
I think that's what led him to figuring it out was his sense
Yeah.
of smell.
But she,
Yeah.
she did show up in his dream right when he's about to leave as well.
Right.
For the
'Cause
first time.
The demon knew that he's trying to find a way out, so
Yeah.
she's going to bring in.
And then all his little brothers and shit came.
Yeah,
Try
he's
to
about
talk
to
him out of
leave,
it.
and they're not wanting him to leave, but he has to go, so
Yeah.
he figures it
He
out.
he can't even turn around and look at him because he knows like I'll
Right.
stay. So he literally has to run away from them, and it's sad because the little brother chases and he's like, "What? No!"
Oh, and
don't
falls
leave."
down.
Yeah,
It's
You're like,
and then
"Oh,
the,
fuck,
the
this-
demon's really getting
This is the
at him
part
by-
where I look to my left, and this is the first time that the dude next to me is literally audibly crying. He's like, I was like, "Fuck, man,
yeah,
you're gonna make me
Yeah.
cry."
and then knew the demon. He's really trying to make
Yeah.
Tanjiro stay in it by turning his family against him, and
Well, that was whenever he put him back in.
no, that's right.
So
Yeah.
Tanjiro
Yeah.
wakes up, gets out. He
Nezuko's
can't
there.
fucking wake anybody else up. Tells Nezuko to watch the others.
She tells him burn. He's
Yeah.
gonna cut the ropes, and he says, "I have a bad feeling if
That
I
I
cut these
shouldn't."
ropes, burn everybody else's."
Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
burns him.
So then he goes to square off with the dude on top of the train, finds him by scent. And at this point, I've lost all track of time. I don't know how long the movie is. I'm like, shit, is this about to be the
That
final
was already
fight?
like an hour in.
I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
shit, is
Yeah.
this it? I was like, this fight better be late or I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I was like, shit, it's fucking been an hour. We haven't gotten much, which was good. It was good build up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
And then it goes in, the fight happens, and it's solid, you know what I mean? He uses some water forms, and then he beheads the guy. And myself as a viewer,
Well-
and Tanjiro, I know that was too easy.
And
Yeah.
we skipped the fact that all the kids when he wakes up are awake,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they're like,
Oh,
try
yeah.
to kill him, and he
They try to kill
judo
him.
chops the back of their
Yeah.
necks.
Well, the one kid that was in
Knocks him
his
out.
dream who saw his inner core
yeah,
had
It
a change
changed
of
his
heart,
life.
basically. Yeah.
So he left him alone.
So-
he
yeah.
has
So
to stay.
Tanjiro's the sprites or his what did they call them?
Reincarnations of him.
Or his pieces of his soul,
yeah.
They called
Yeah.
him something like
soulings or something like that.
Yeah.
So-
little
there was
Sour Patch
his
Kids.
subconscious is so pure that they led the man there to destroy the soul right to what he was seeking because of how pure they are.
Mhm.
And then they were like celebrating, like here, and he realized like, did you bring me here because you knew I was looking for it? And he broke down crying, and that's why he didn't want to kill Tanjiro anymore because he basically was filled up by Tanjiro's subconscious. He no longer needed to be in a dream state. So I thought that was cool. Like, it makes you love Tanjiro even more. Like, you knew he was a great guy, and then you see what's in their head.
Yeah,
and
well, he's
like,
always been a
this
pure
dude-
soul. That's why they thought he couldn't be a demon slayer. They thought he was too
yeah,
Yeah,
because
too
killing
much-
people was because
too much sympathy for demons, even.
Yeah.
Because remember, he used to like whenever he first started killing them, he would like kind of honor them,
Yeah.
which he still does.
still
but
does.
it just shows that he's
But they-
remorseful about what he does, but understands he has to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Think about the guy in when he first meets Mugen back in season 1, and the guy that Mugen scratches and instantly turns into a demon.
Oh, like the father of that
Yeah,
family.
he really tries to keep that guy from biting anyone and essentially get him into a Nezuko state,
Yeah.
and he can't.
Yeah.
How did, because before the confrontation on the top of the train between Tanjiro and the Mugen Train demon, how did Inosuke get out of his dream? I can't remember. Because he shows up on the top and he's like, I was right.
I think because he already became aware sooner because he was chasing that little girl in his dream.
They didn't show us how he got out though. He just
No,
Yeah.
and they make it clear that he doesn't understand how he got out because
Yeah.
Tanjiro has to yell at him to make sure to cut himself in his dream.
Okay.
Whenever
whenever
start
they do,
getting
they
caught.
start going back
When
under.
they start getting caught
But he
underneath
comes
the
out,
stuff.
but then we also see that Zenitsu wakes up along with Rengoku. Doesn't
No,
show
Zenitsu never wakes up.
No, and they make that comment
was
later.
unconscious.
Oh yeah,
the
you're
whole
right.
time.
Because he
Yeah.
just goes into protection mode.
Yeah, he was
He senses
he was
Nezuko
doing what
needs him.
Rengoku did to protect himself. He was doing that to protect
Yeah.
Nezuko.
Well, Rengoku woke up too, and also he just started clearing the train and didn't show his like moment.
Yeah, he showed up
Just
and
blows
basically
everything apart.
told. So yeah, Rengoku showed up because Tanjiro was having trouble protecting all of the people,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and he shows up and he's like, "I'll get the back 5 cars." Nezuko
The
and
yellow
Zenitsu-
boy is what he calls
Yellow
him.
boy, yeah.
Protect the
Yellow
top,
Protect the
Shonen.
front 3.
front three.
Said you and Boarhat or whatever.
Yeah, Boarhead. Shonen.
Boarhead, go find the head of this thing or
Right.
whatever.
This is after Tanjiro beheaded the fake body or the
Mhm.
original body, and before he fused to the train, basically.
Yes.
So the whole train is basically lower rank 1
Yeah.
Enmu.
And Inosuke has a better nose
he
than
is the
Tanjiro,
top
so
lower
he's
rank.
able to sniff out the head fairly easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tanjiro in his nose. Always.
I was
finds it.
very pleased that
So this one started getting good too because we started seeing Rengoku do some of his techniques, and then once Zenitsu came in with the thunderclap and flash, we knew it was about to get real.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's fighting now. I love the teamwork. I love whenever Tanjiro and Inosuke work together. They're like yin and yang. They really are. Like complete all about strategy and teamwork, and Inosuke is a wild card. Like he's completely based on instinct.
Yep.
Hates following orders, but he trusts Tanjiro, so he listens.
Yeah, you can see through the seasons too. He's learned to take
teamwork
his
works.
advice basically. But he always wants Tanjiro's approval, and whenever he does something, he's always like, "Did you see that?"
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Tell me how great I am.
So, what part should we talk about next? Should we get to the part where Inosuke and Tanjiro versus?
Yeah, let's get to them.
We're basically
beating
already
the
there,
nape
so
in
Pretty
nape.
much.
they
It all
gotta
comes
find
down
the
to the
head,
nape.
Yeah.
and then
The
they're
nape
trying to
is
cut
in
the
conductor.
nape of
Yeah.
the neck, Attack on Titan style.
Yep.
And this thing keeps putting Tanjiro back to sleep. So at this point, he's killed himself 50 times throughout the course of the movie in his dream state.
Yeah, and it took a while for the Mugen Train demon to realize that's how he was doing it, because at first he was like, it's not working, he's not going to sleep.
Yeah.
And then he realizes, like, fuck, this dude's killing himself right, like he's aware
As soon
when he
as
falls
goes
asleep,
in.
which that alone, think about the willpower to know when you're in a dream immediately, and then to know and be sure enough to fucking kill yourself.
Yeah, which
that
almost
many
led to
times.
him. He almost fucking killed himself
Yeah.
for real because he was like so focused on keeping his eyes closed when he woke up.
Yep.
And then our boy Inosuke stopped him because I guess his senses and his mask, they couldn't, basically the demon couldn't put him under.
Yeah, he said, I've got this hat is the mountain god goat or something.
The king of
and
the
it
mountain.
protects me. Yeah, king of the
Yeah.
mountain. But really, it was just that the eyes couldn't find
Couldn't
where
tell where he was looking.
couldn't
Yeah.
catch his gaze.
Yeah. And his sense of when he was trying to put him under
Mhm.
was so high that he could turn away at the last second and stuff.
Yeah. Inosuke was kind of like the unsung hero of this
Yeah.
movie.
Without him, Tanjiro probably couldn't.
Oh,
Without,
yeah.
they both needed each other.
Yeah.
Well, he probably would have ended up cutting his own neck in real life, thinking
Yeah.
he was still in a dream.
Yeah, almost because
So
Inosuke stopped him.
Thank goodness George R. R. Martin didn't write this story,
Yeah.
dude, because that shit would have happened. We would have seen Tanjiro literally die this movie.
Thank God George R. R. Martin doesn't write more things than he does. Let's be honest.
Yeah. You can only break our heart so many times. So they find the nape. They can't cut it because he keeps regenerating like thick ass skin, and he's putting them to sleep.
yeah.
Thick ass boy.
Inosuke saves Tanjiro from about to kill himself, and after he does that, they chop down all the eyes that keep putting him to sleep. Inosuke does.
Mm-hmm.
And so they come up with the plan of they're going to jump in the air, and Inosuke's going to cut away the flesh, and Tanjiro's going to come in and cut it, right?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is where he finally does the, I already forgot the name, was fire breathing.
What
was
Kagura,
it?
Amirio,
Kagura.
Yeah, and shoot.
Amira, yeah.
I don't
The
reason
fire
that, but-
dancing skill
Yeah,
that he
fire
just
dancing.
learned. And he does that, and it works,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
it works. And
Hinokami
then,
Kagura. God dang it. That's
what is it?
Hinokami Kagura.
Yeah,
We're just going to call it the
Hinokami
Kagura.
Yeah.
And then he
Kagura.
does that, and I think as they cut the nape, the demon also tries to get as many people. I don't know if that would heal him if he's able to eat them, any of the 200. And at the same time, Rengoku does some fucking move.
Some big ass
Yeah,
move,
and it basically derails the train at this point.
Yeah.
And right now, the movie for me is probably like a 7 out of 10. And I was a little bit worried. I was
Like,
like,
fuck,
shit,
this
is
is
this
it?
is this it? And then I wasn't let down because I think the final act of the movie is what solidified it as great to me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, any final act should, but because if that was the last fight, if that was the villain, which it was technically the villain, but we just needed this fight to
Yeah, we did.
really size things up to scale to make it worth being a movie.
Yeah, so Tanjiro got stabbed, and Rengoku.
No,
not
he's
scratch
also,
on this
anytime
boy.
he uses the Hinokami Kagura, he can't
Yeah.
move
Yeah.
afterwards. His
Yeah,
body
for a
can't
split
handle it,
second.
even with total breathing.
So we get the first like tutoring from Rengoku to Tanjiro. It tells him to focus and breathe, and you can cinch that
That
wound.
blood
So
vessel.
That blood nerve.
Yeah.
he literally focuses so much, finds the artery that's bleeding, and he cinches it.
Yep.
Stops his own bleeding with breathing.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome. And
And you
that comes
think
into
that-
play
yeah.
later because you're like, maybe Rengoku can fucking heal this giant ass
Well,
The
did you
hole in his
forearm
stomach.
through his
Did
chest.
you notice that that's what he was doing?
Yeah.
When
He was
when
holding him
he
in
was
with it.
literally using his abs to hold
Dude.
the demon in there, and so he
Yeah.
couldn't pull out.
Yeah, he's like freaking flexing on him.
Yeah, he was like regenerating and tying his arm into his body.
Mhm.
So you think, yeah, at this point you kind of think it's over, and not a single person on the train was harmed.
Nope. All 200 passengers aboard, presumably alive.
There's hella
Yeah.
injured, he said.
We
but
see,
no
Hella
one's
Zen-
injured,
we
but
see
nobody dead.
Zenitsu
Yeah.
still unconscious. We see
Still
Nezuko,
completely asleep.
Inosuke,
Yeah.
and Inosuke doesn't want to save the conductor that stabbed Tanjiro, but
Yeah.
Tanjiro's like, please save him.
He's got a smashed leg. Leave him.
And that's the dude, whenever he gets stabbed by him, he says, if I die, that man will be a murderer. And that was his motivation for saving this guy. He doesn't want this guy to be a murderer.
Right.
Mhm.
Freaking this dude's heart is so pure. At what point does this upper rank demon show up? He's just on the ground talking to Tanjiro. Rengoku
Yeah, shit.
is.
Literally,
and-
he's
literally
teaching him
just
the
freaking
total
pops
concentration
up.
breathing, and this dude just shows up, and he immediately
but
tries
was
to
there
kill
like a huge
Tanjiro.
gust of wind? Like what was it that signaled that there was something that happened? Like a. Phew.
I'm pretty sure he was just on the ground, like squatted down, like Spider-Man, kind of.
Yeah, literally, and it just kind of instantly pans to him, and
But wasn't there like a giant boom?
When the train crashed.
No,
Yeah, it
there was
was-
like because it was peaceful, and then all of a sudden it was like.
Yeah.
well, the boom was him hitting, trying to kill Tanjiro, and Rengoku stopping his blood.
No, I think maybe it just showed Rengoku's eyes get really big all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like
it
slow
signaled-
mode before he blocked it though. So
Yeah. And that demon's name.
No, but
he's
they talked before he tried to attack Tanjiro, though.
I
Yeah,
don't think they did. I'm
No,
pretty sure
they-
he went in and he asked him why he tried to do that.
Yeah,
so you
because it was
think
after the first
you think
punch
he
they started
really-
talking to him.
just
they
tried
were
to kill
already faced-
Tanjiro because he was weak, or because the
They all-
Mugen wants Tanjiro dead?
Yeah.
they had already exchanged words
And all he says, I just wanted him dead to get him out of the way between
so
you
we
and
could
me.
chit chat.
Yeah.
But they had already exchanged words before he attacked Tanjiro because Rengoku was facing him and he dove at Tanjiro to stab him, and he did the rising sun thing to chop it
Yeah.
off his arm.
Shoot, what I remember is the dude was on the ground squatted. It showed him briefly, and then immediately he went in, and then it like did the freeze frame shot of him seeing it, and
Yeah.
he blocked it.
He
And
is
then they started chatting.
upper rank 3 Akaza is his name.
Akaza.
And I think it literally is just his motivation of he wants to kill the weakling.
You don't think it
because-
was because they have a thing out for Tanjiro? Because the
I-
other one had a thing out for Tanjiro.
Because
I
he
d-
was like
specifically.
earrings. Yeah, he saw the
Yeah.
earrings. He's like,
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm so lucky to get.
To kill this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to kill
no,
him.
I think it legitimately, because if you kind of listen to the way he talks, he doesn't give a crap. He doesn't give a crap about any of it.
Yeah.
Only reason he became a demon was
to
to become
train.
was to train and become a better martial artist.
Have we seen any other demons offer anybody to become a demon, or is this the first time?
A couple times we've seen like suggestions of it. I
Yeah.
You have to have the blood of Mizune.
But
They
he
have
can
to
give it
be
to him.
in
Yeah.
the upper.
Okay,
to be
you have
able
to
to
be
do
in
it.
the upper 12.
Yeah, or 6 or whatever it is. Yeah.
Okay.
No, he
But you
gives
can
blood.
become
He
a
gives
demon
blood
like-
to everybody.
like
Like
Nezuko.
Nezuko has his blood.
But it's all part
But
from
that's
not-
because
it's not-
Nezuko was killed by.
No,
Mugen, right?
he chose to like let her be a demon.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
He converted her.
Yeah,
and he
he's the
gave
only
her-
one who can make people demons. Is Mugen.
Yeah, he's literally the only one.
No, because this upper rank demon offered to
Yeah.
make Rengoku.
No,
a
he was
demon.
just gonna have. I guarantee he was just gonna have him come with him, and they'd make him a demon.
Because
From-
I think,
He
from
wasn't
what
gonna
I
do it
read-
right
I thought
then.
from what I've heard, that only Mugen can make demons.
From what I
Yeah.
understand, the upper 12, or at least some of the upper 12, can make demons.
Yeah,
that
because
would
they're
make sense.
flowing
We just
with
wouldn't know
blood.
it yet.
Yeah, because
So when they say he's upper 3, do the upper 3 not have ranks? We're top 3 interchangeably.
no, he's
He's
the
ranked
third.
3. He's
He's
third
literally
strongest.
because
Yeah.
number 1 is
The girl.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I don't want to
Yeah.
know.
I'm probably gonna. I feel like I have to read it for some reason. Just to,
I read Mugen Train before the movie like a year ago, but I didn't read this battle between Rengoku
Did this
and
demon? He had
Akira.
the Aladdin outfit. Did anyone notice that?
he was jacked. He had the Gara haircut with purple.
He was a good
and he
demon
had the
because he was
lines
just
like, what's his name?
a
from-
regular demon.
Kratos.
No, freaking. What's his name? What we watched Jujutsu Kaisen.
Sukuna.
Yeah, he's kind
Sukuna.
of he's
Yeah,
got
he had the
got
lines
Sukuna
all on his
lines.
face, like looking like
Yeah.
Sukuna, same kind of hairstyle.
He was a likable demon. He was like you could tell he was like intelligent, had a personality. He wasn't just bloodthirsty.
Yeah, I mean
He was bored. He wanted to fight somebody strong.
Yeah, he's rank 3. Of course you do.
Um,
You're gonna have a conscience and everything.
Yeah.
I think right away, like going back and thinking about it, I think Rengoku knew he was gonna lose.
I didn't get that feeling. I didn't know
I
how it was
didn't
gonna
while
go.
watching it the first time, but going back and thinking about it, like the way he went about it, I think he knew the whole time he was not gonna win, but his goal was to protect everybody long enough for dawn to come.
Yeah, well, I didn't even realize it was getting closer to daylight, so I thought he was gonna die until I saw the sun coming up. I was like, oh, maybe it'll draw out, and this will be a new kind of rivalry. Is kind of what I was thinking, because at first I was like, he's gonna die, and then I kind of went back. I was like, oh, he's probably good, and then I went back to this dude's dead.
The thing about this fight is that martial arts, okay, fighting skill wise, Rengoku wins. The only reason these demons can give these Hashira trouble is because they can fucking regenerate.
Yeah.
Well, and the upper 12 regenerate at a rate that is just
insane.
It's unbelievable. It's the reason why they said that at one point in the first season, I think they talked about how Mugen was not able to be killed by beheading.
Because he just, as soon as it slices through, he
literally
regenerates.
It will close as you cut through. And so they said that the only way to kill him, because he was the progenitor, because he's so old, the only way to kill him would be to
kill the upper 12.
No, keep him out in the sunlight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the whole body disappears.
Exactly. That's the only way.
Rengoku was fucking this demon up. I mean, but he chops off both of his arms and he just spits new ones out, just like Piccolo.
Yeah, well, that always happens. Even like with Tanjiro's fights, they can always cut off body parts. You got to get the neck.
But yeah,
in that explosion that you were talking about,
they don't
that's
grow
the
back
demon
that fast.
jumping down to confront.
So there was an explosion when he jumped in. There was a huge explosion.
That's him. That's the demon jumping down to confront Tanjiro.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Rengoku.
I knew that he didn't just show up quietly. Like he made a fucking entrance. Okay. So skipping forward, because the fight.
I mean, it basically told us everything we need to know about Rengoku.
Yeah.
And like his stance, his beliefs, like.
Yeah.
And he even said it like he said any of the Hashiras would have died for their juniors too.
Mm-hmm.
And he did. And that's where the movie started getting sad. And I don't blame that dude next to you for pulling his eyes out.
Yeah, it did.
At that point.
So the final moments of the battle came down to Rengoku was staring and he was breathing like after he got stabbed in the stomach. And then he got punched in the ribs.
Did he already have the hole in his stomach?
No, that's at the very end.
Okay. Because he was standing there and he was just looking at him for a while.
He got like stabbed in the stomach, broken ribs. He got hit a good amount of times and he was just sitting there breathing. And I think Rengoku realized that it was over, but he could still protect everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And he was breathing to like build up that power. He basically went Super Saiyan God mode and exploded with fire.
Yeah.
And then the demon was like, oh shit, he's got more fight left in him. Because the demon kept saying, don't die on me. You can become a demon and we can fight like this forever. Keep training. You can master your skill. He said that you're about 3 years from peak abilities.
Yeah, at 20 years old, he had another 15 years of solid growth.
Yeah, he did. So he gets in close to him because he said he's got to be close to cut the nape, and that guy can basically punch the air and send shock waves.
Well, he figured that out way earlier in the fight, that he's got to keep it close.
So they get in close, and the demon punches a hole right through center mass of Rengoku.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Rengoku wins, and then it does like a tornado of fire around both of them, and it spirals up. And then when it clears, you see
the hand through the backside of Rengoku.
Yeah, his fist is through him, but he's got half his sword through his neck.
Did you know that his Rengoku's strongest technique, the flame-breathing ninth form, is called Rengoku?
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome.
He just named it Rengoku. And that demon realizes the sun's coming up, tries to fucking jack him in the jaw, and that's when he catches his arm.
Well, he didn't. So the demon didn't want to kill him.
Mm-mm.
No,
he wants him to turn.
He wants him to turn into a demon. Yeah. He said, "I can tell you're strong. You're one of the chosen ones." Is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
But he's trying to get away, and this is when Rengoku is basically locking his arm into his body, and then he starts pushing his knife further and further through his neck.
Mm-hmm.
So the demon knows, like, oh shit, he's the will of this guy, and he tries to punch him, and Rengoku blocks the punch with his other arm as he's still trying to push this blade.
Freaking grabs.
So he's slicing his neck with one arm, blocking a punch, and he's holding this demon's.
Well, he's holding it. I thought he was holding his arm here too, so like he double.
He was holding, so he couldn't
like,
let go.
Yeah.
He was trying.
And he's just doing this.
Yeah. Freaking crazy. Like, I'm getting chills just thinking about it, honestly. And this is
when I was first like, one of y'all motherfuckers get over there and kick that sword through the dude's neck.
I know, dude.
Tanjiro tried, but he couldn't freaking move.
And
Inosuke finally did. He's like, get up, move. And
Inosuke was in the air about to slice, and this dude basically detaches both of his arms to get away, runs into the forest, and that sets Tanjiro off. Like, this is the part, if I was gonna cry, if I was watching it by myself, I would cry at this part when Tanjiro is defending the honor of Rengoku.
Saying that he won because
saying
he protected everybody.
We always fight on your turf.
And it kind of made...
You're a coward, you bastard.
He says, I'm not running from you, I'm running from the sun.
Yeah.
He's
it's like, no, you're running from him.
Yeah. We have to fight you at night on your terms where you're most powerful.
Yeah.
Rengoku won.
Yeah, he's still alive. You
I don't know
didn't
if I
kill
agree
him.
with that, though. It's like they can't fight in the sun. They're just dead.
Well, still.
You know, whether you're there to fight them or not, they're dying.
The winning condition for that demon was to kill Rengoku and as many of those people as he could before the sun came out.
He didn't kill one of them.
He didn't kill one single person, and Rengoku made it until the sun came out.
Yep.
So he lost.
Yeah, I mean, he lost. I agree that he wasn't running from...
Oh, yeah, no,
Tanjiro.
He wasn't running for Tanjiro.
Like, I would,
crap.
if I was a demon, I'd be doing the same thing. I just gonna stay out there and
roast. As he's running, Tanjiro throws his sword at him.
He gets him, too.
Gets him, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, so Tanjiro lost another sword, basically.
That's what I was wondering, too. And then, I guess Rengoku's sword got broke.
Yeah, he threw it out somewhere in the forest.
Well, he had it in his neck, and he threw it out.
Yeah, when he snapped his arms off, it regrew, and he chopped the sword to break it, and then he ran.
Yep.
He had a sweet sword too. Even the little hilt it was shaped in a flame.
Yeah.
I was looking. You can buy one on Amazon.
What, one of Rengoku's?
Rengoku replica. It's
Kyojuro?
like nine.
They're so expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever we were watching Tanjiro crying, like the giant tears reminded me of Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Like how
they were all
the tears
crying.
are.
Inosuke was crying, and then Zenitsu was crying.
But that part, whenever Tanjiro was yelling into the forest, that was some of the most intense shit I've ever watched in anime. Like, you could... Dude, the voice actors for this movie, hats off to you guys. Like that, you made us feel it. People were crying.
The subbed version's good.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't see it in dubbed because we originally were going to. I forget why we switched.
I was supposed to see it Saturday, but I forgot I worked when I bought the ticket.
Yeah, we switched, thank God, because I was against the dub. I'm pretty sure I've heard Tanjiro's dub voice, and I'm not a huge fan of it.
It's not terrible, but it's not like the subbed is just another level of awesome.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna buy the DVD, and hopefully it comes with sub and dub when you do it.
So Demon gets away. Rengoku's sitting there with a giant crater in his center mass, and Tanjiro's like, "Can you do any breathing to heal yourself?" And he's basically like, "No, I will die here. Sit down with me so I can talk to you while I still have time." And he basically tells Tanjiro, what does he tell Tanjiro?
To go to his house. His father has years of scrolls of fire breathing. There may be something on the Hinokami Kagura, and to tell his brother to follow his own path.
Yes. So that brings up a great point that I did not want to forget. So thank you for bringing that up. The whole time that Rengoku's fighting this demon, he keeps bringing up that humans will never beat demons because you die. Demons live forever. We have the ability to continue training. And so whenever Rengoku told Tanjiro this, it clicked in my head like, oh shit, humans have the advantage because they actually pass down knowledge. They work as a team. So Tanjiro is going to go read all of these letters from all of the flame Hashiras from thousands of years ago and be able to take the skills that they learned and use it. So that's the advantage that the humans have, whereas the demons are selfish beings. Mm-hmm. They don't work as a team. They're all about themselves. They have no legacy.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of the theme I feel like that they were trying to pass on to us, is that the humans have an advantage too. Like, yeah, they die, but they work as a team and they're going to pass on to the next generation.
I didn't pick that up. I just picked up like the next arc, I guess.
Yeah, the next arc is
also
that
this demon and Tanjiro are inevitably going to meet again.
Oh,
Revenge
God, I hope
tour.
so.
That's why I don't feel like I want to wait till that long, till possibly 2023 to find out.
True.
What
I'm gonna
happens.
just wait because the animation's too good. Like,
I still think it's worth it to do, like I see the merits of both waiting and
Yeah.
seeing it in anime, but reading the manga, there's knowing the story is awesome, but I think it allows you to focus on the animation more.
I could see that.
I
I mean,
think-
definitely. Yeah.
We're not usually one for reading manga specifically for the podcast, because
Yeah.
we're strictly talking about anime. But
Yeah, we have to do that manga podcast.
yeah,
That
Can't do
manga called podcast.
Podcastle.
Yeah, so the last thing he says to Tanjiro, do you guys remember what it was?
I'm
Was it-
proud of you or
was-
something.
Just
yeah.
that he can become
Oh,
strong.
he told him to tell his
basically.
brother,
Yeah, tell my brother.
that
tell my
he can
brother to
become
follow his
his own
heart,
path.
do what he believes is right, and set your heart ablaze. That's what I think. That's
Man,
what's the
20
last
years
thing.
old. It's like, I'm guessing Demon Slayer Corp's lifespan's pretty short.
It's
They-
gotta be.
You know?
They make a comment not long after this in the manga that apparently the demons are pretty consistent about trying to kill them.
The Hashiras
Yes, before they
get too strong.
before they get to that level where they can, because they said about 3 years from his peak,
Yeah.
that they're trying to make sure the Hashiras never reach their peak because
But they haven't ever killed the top 3 in quite a while, right? They
No.
said that.
Oh,
in-
yeah,
Hundreds
no.
of years,
Hundreds of
yeah.
years.
hundreds and hundreds of years. From what it sounds like, is the bottom part of the top dies maybe once every 100 years, 200
Yeah.
years, but the top has literally been alive almost since Musen was.
Yeah, it sounds like the lower
Born.
12 get reworked quite a bit all the time.
Oh yeah,
so-
Man.
Musen will regularly
Well, yeah,
wear
because
those
even
guys
that
out.
during the season, the guy with the drums who would like flip the house,
He used to be a lower,
yeah, he
yeah.
used to be one of the lower, and that was like his motivation. He wanted to get back in.
Yeah. And the
So,
one
you
they
know,
did
they're
fight,
interchangeable.
Enma, he was lower rank 1.
Keeps
He
him
wasn't
hungry
number
to know
one,
that you can
lower
get in,
rank.
but also keeps him hungry because they know that you can
Yeah.
get your ass kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's kind of wrap this movie up. So at the end, he dies. We get a scene of all of the people crying. Tanjiro's crying. Inosuke's acting like he's not
Yeah.
crying.
And
He
Rengoku, he
is.
has a final image of seeing his mom.
Yeah, and his
This
mom
isn't-
telling him, asking
Yeah.
him, "Do you know why you're stronger than everyone else?"
Yeah.
And he said, and she said, "Think about this hard." And he said, "I don't know."
It's like,
What, like any kid would. Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't know, mom.
I'm starting to wonder, like, some of the Demon Slayer characters better swordsmen than Zoro.
Hell
I guess
yeah.
you're the only one who watches One Piece. Probably not, but they're doing some cool shit, man. They're doing some
Well,
cool shit.
I will say one of the things they kind of like the animation of the fire and the water and everything like that.
Yeah, that's just too cool. It looks
Well, that's
great.
in their mind. Like it's not actual water. That's something I don't know if you've noticed. Like the animation, it's just a personification
of
how the
how
blade-
things are flowing, how
exactly
their sword
how
flows.
this thing works or how this thing hits or whatever.
Oh.
It's not actual flames because nothing ever actually catches on fire. It just kind of cuts and does its stuff and like that. But like, so that's why I was like, yeah, I don't know. I think Zoro still wins just because.
but can they see that even though it's not actual fire water? Can they see that?
I think they
movement?
see it because they see the personification. Because it's kind of like Tanjiro.
Yeah.
Tanjiro sees that line when he smells
Mhm.
the opening.
Oh yeah, they didn't do that in the movie where he always would see that
Correct.
connection to the neck.
But
I
that's the
forgot
thing
about
is
that.
that's because the neck was always really hard to find. A and
Yeah.
B, it's kind of giving you an idea. The upper 12, they're not going to have a line that you
Yeah,
can
that's
see.
true.
Not
Yeah.
not at his current level for sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but just shit. Rengoku is
Well, so
he left an impression on me for sure.
yeah, his mom
Yeah.
tells him, "You're strong, and your duty is to protect the weak." And that's what he does till the end. And sees his mom right before he dies, and she says that she's proud of him, and he smiles, and he dies literally with a smile on his face.
Yep.
The gang's crying. Inosuke is like, "Enough sniveling. We gotta freaking get stronger." And he grabs Tanjiro by the
Let's
head.
train.
Yeah, let's train.
Yeah, he's like, "Let's train. We gotta get fucking stronger."
Tears just coming out of
Tanjiro's
the
crying.
forehead.
He's just like, he's pissed because he's like, "I feels like I learned one thing, and it's still never enough. Where I am is not
Yeah, there's a
enough."
wall right in
you
front of
master
me.
one thing and then another wall comes
Yeah.
right in front of you.
Yeah, just
Because
freaking.
I mean, he is what? Shit, we're not gonna know. I know he got promoted, but I don't know how far he is from being a Hashira. Pretty freaking far, I'm sure. But
Oh yeah,
From what I understand, he's still like about 2 steps below a Hashira's assistant.
okay, because I remember at the
Which is the
end,
butterfly
whenever they
girl
were healing,
assistant.
they all got promoted to something else.
Yeah, they all got upgrades.
Yeah, So then basically after they're done crying, it cuts to the crow telling all the other Hashira.
Yeah, and the crow
What
that saw Rengoku die, was that Rengoku's crow?
Dropped
Because
a
did you notice
tear,
that
a
Rengoku's
single
crow was
tear.
crying?
Yeah,
Dude, that was so hard.
it was. I was like, fuck.
That hurt.
He literally shed a tear and he flies off. But I did want to note, we talked about what all the other Hashira said, and they were all basically shocked.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was pissed and was like, I'll avenge
The
I'll
white-haired
avenge
one.
you, the
yeah.
white-haired one.
He's actually stronger, from what I hear, than Rengoku is.
They always got to have the young, white-haired
Yeah.
swordsman.
And then
Yeah, in Bleach, they've got him too.
The little 12-year-old kid with the ice
strongest
dragon.
is the blind one who's got like the forearm veins, and he had
cries.
the scar.
It's like,
Yeah,
dude,
that dude. So that guy took the test with Tanjiro, and he walked by him in the hall, but we still don't know shit about him.
They had him in the opening for
he's
the
already
first
a
season.
Hashira?
No, he
I
follows
think he's
one around
assistant
though.
Harasha.
He's an
already-
underling for
The
it.
one who's like blind, but this dude's
Yeah.
got like the mullet, the
and a
mohawk
giant
mullet.
scar on his face.
Yeah, but he took the test with Tanjiro.
I think he becomes pretty pertinent in the story. As it
They've been
goes.
hyping him up like he is.
Yeah.
Okay, so the leader of the Demon Corps, I wanted to make sure I said this because it's kind of fitting for the story and makes it everything that we just watched kind of okay. The bird shows up, the leader of the Demon Corps, the dude with the giant scar, who we think may be related to Mugen. He hears that Rengoku died and that nobody on the train died.
Yeah.
And all he says is, so Rengoku fulfilled his mission.
He also says he's not sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and he comments that he'll be seeing him very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
'cause
it's
he
just
says,
cool,
my
like,
life isn't much
good.
longer
Like
here."
he wasn't sad that Rengoku died. He was happy that Rengoku was able to fulfill his mission and his duties,
Mm-hmm.
which you kind of are left with a sour taste in the Demon Corps in your mouth from the Demon Corps at the end of season 1 because of how they're just basically like bloodthirsty demon killers.
Yeah.
But this movie gave you a new like sense. It's like they hate demons for
A
the right
legitimate
reasons.
Yeah. Well, Rengoku, backtracking, also told Tanjiro that he thinks Nezuko's different because he saw her.
Yeah, he said,
Bleeding to
I
protect the
acknowledge
people on
her
the
as a
train."
member of the Demon
Yeah.
Corps.
Yeah, which is kind
Which
of
was
cool.
meant a lot to Tanjiro too, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it sucks. No, but none of the other Hasha are there to hear him say that.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to see Tomioka versus Rengoku, water versus fire. Would have been a good matchup.
I think Rengoku would whoop.
Yeah, Rengoku's.
whoop
Is
his
that our
ass.
celebrity death match? Are we doing
I
one?
think he is stronger.
No, we
Maybe-
shouldn't
I
do
think
one.
he
That
is.
episode's long.
Water has the advantage over fire too.
But it's like he said, it's a personification. It's not an actual like elemental
Correct.
presence.
And
Not to me.
and legitimately, I think
What did you
at
say
some
his
point
name
they
is,
show them
Water?
training with each other.
Yeah,
I think it's
And I
like
think he
Tomioka.
wins.
I
I
can't
think
remember
he
that. You may have
wins.
to Google that.
So yeah, Kamioka, however you say it. But we haven't seen much of his techniques. I mean, you see him, but nothing like crazy like what Rengoku did.
He has
throughout
that
the
It
sweet
showed,
one
like,
where the
what,
water-
3 forms, maybe.
Yeah,
We've
well, he had the
seen-
one where he killed the spider kid. The water hit the floor and dropped, and it like covered the whole area.
Yeah, that
And
was
he
a
just
good one actually.
and killed that kid in one hit.
man, what a great movie.
Yeah,
It was
definitely.
fantastic.
Yeah, ratings.
That's definitely
10 out of 10 for me.
yeah.
I'm only gonna give it a 9.5, just because I felt like it could have been.
9.5.
I could have been a series. That's why it can't be perfect.
9.5 for me.
And the last fight really fucking saved it. Like that, just
yeah, a lot of people I'm sure who didn't read the manga thought it was just about Enma, the first one they saw.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
what
you
I was
bring in
thinking.
a freaking level 3 upper demon, and you're just like, shit.
Yeah.
Did not expect that.
Yeah, they this series this to me was a 10 out of 10, but I give it an 8.6 out of 10 because we are so far from any kind of follow up that it kind of, to me, it sours it, because it's like, this was so perfect. I want to see more.
I know they need to build on this
Yeah,
shit.
which I hope they show that from people that money gets made. Like, hey, people want to see this, so we need to push it out.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what I'm hoping.
Well, I'd rather them take a little bit of time to make sure it's quality.
Yeah, for
they
sure,
don't need
but
to wait 2 years.
I
Like,
don't, yeah,
damn,
exactly.
give us
I don't want to be waiting.
give
2
us 10
years.
episodes at the
Well,
very least.
I was gonna say that's what I was hoping for, was that they would do like a miniature season 2.
yeah, that's fine.
They
Where
get
it's
a
like
12,
12 episodes. They take their time, they spend the next year animating it like crazy good, do a good job, and then put it out early 2022. And then, we get 12 episodes where they get to have some break time, and then they can
Definitely.
spend 2 years working on, because at that point at least we've gotten a new season recently.
Right.
Yeah, we
Which
need
is
something.
better than nothing. I'd take it. Yeah.
And once every 2 years is not that out of the realm of normalcy for anime.
Yeah.
That's the thing with
So-
anime. New shit comes out every day. They'll move on.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you take too long.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And
think-
everybody's going the movie route too, so they're going to have competition.
Yeah.
So I would say better sooner than later, to be honest.
What do you guys think makes Demon Slayer so fucking popular with the masses?
It's fucking
Fucking
relatable.
story.
Yeah.
It's
Relatable.
and it's
characters are.
You don't
know what
think
it is?
that?
It's
You don't
because
think that
there's
it's
no
very?
perviness to it. I think it's acceptable because if you're new to anime, the perviness that we're used to and desensitized to isn't present at all in Demon Slayer.
Well, that's because it's like a pure shonen, so
Yeah.
it's not going to be as
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
mature.
Naruto's a pretty pure shonen.
That's what I
and
mean.
It still
It's got
goes.
some
It still
pervy
goes
parts.
pervy as crap.
I mean,
But
they have
it's-
the pervy
but it's
stage,
old.
but he's not. Yeah, they're
Fair
not
enough.
that bad though. They never like.
Compared to modern ones, yeah. It's
Yeah.
Oh,
totally
yeah.
different.
It doesn't
Modern ones
overly
get way worse.
sexualize
Yeah.
characters for no reason though.
Yeah.
I get neither does Naruto.
I also think because of how quick it starts off, like
Yeah.
the pilot episode when you compare it to Naruto, like Naruto's pilot episode, you would never guess like, oh fuck, this is gonna be a huge
Yeah, because he's just running around.
like it
fucking
immediately
shit up.
like if Naruto started off with his parents getting murdered and him becoming orphaned,
Yeah,
like this episode 1 season 1 of Demon Slayer, it's so happy, the animation's great. He comes home and his whole fucking family has been massacred. And then his sister is a demon.
Yep.
Which we didn't even know about demons existing until she became one.
Well, they
no,
had
we
like
did because remember he had to stay the night on the way back.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
That's why he
right.
missed it because they were like, "Hey, it's dark out, bro." You gotta
demons
stay
are
here.
about.
I'm just saying town before you.
Yeah. I'm thinking that the next arc, which I'm excited for because I love leveling up arcs. Like I feel like it's going to be all Tanjiro and crew honing in their skills, getting some new blades.
What do you think by training or by action?
I think by action and training, like application
That's
of
what I was
what he
thinking
learns
too.
going to
I mean, I don't know because they
Rengoku's
kind of just
house.
had a big training arc at the end of season 1 with the total concentration breathing and like doing all those that cup game with the butterfly girl that
Yeah.
they were doing.
I'm hoping
His
Zenitsu
waifu.
gets a new form, breathing technique, which I'm sure he's going to eventually.
I'm
get a
hoping he
second
just learns how to
form.
control that shit while he's fucking conscious.
It should be nice, yeah. But I freaking kind of like his alter ego. It's freaking badass compared to.
Yeah.
I 100% don't remember, but I think that Zenitsu doesn't ever get another form.
He doesn't need
Right.
one. This shit is powerful as
But
hell.
still, yeah. Which
because he's
means
so
first form
OP.
is fine if he can fucking clap people's. So if he's clapping,
Yeah, he's
Literally, the thunderclap and flash.
yeah,
Yeah.
thunder clapping, thunder clapping cheeks.
Do you think that Nezuko has
I think it kind of foreshadowed
because
that,
she
hey,
looks at him whenever he saves her
Yeah.
when she's like getting pulled by all the different directions
I
and
think
he
that's
comes
kind
in.
of some foreshadowing. For
She
sure.
looks at him and like I'm wondering like, oh shit, are they hinting that she's acknowledged him as like
Hey, this
you
guy-
always protect me, thank you,
Yeah.
other than my brother.
I think so.
What do you
We'll
think,
see.
Brennan?
We'll see.
I know
I mean,
Brennan-
I could see it going that route.
Yeah, you
I-
can't answer because
I think it's too
you know.
soon. It's too soon for them to go too
I'm
far.
keeping my
into
face
it.
very neutral, and
Yeah.
I am not.
You're doing a good
answering.
job. I know Brennan's always wanted to not want to ship people early, but I'm like fucking ship them.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
want to.
I-
I don't want to take away
Ship
from
'em.
the story. I'd rather, because I don't know. Whenever I'm watching a shonen, I'm not necessarily looking for
Tanjiro's
the romance to be super
Yeah.
prominent.
I always feel like the romance enhances it because there's more to lose for characters.
I mean, I like
That's
it. Like,
my opinion on it.
like,
there's
do
a
I
lot
want
at stake.
Tanjiro to end up with the little butterfly girl? Yes,
he's going
and he
to.
should. But
yeah,
I'm
It
not
makes
worried
sense.
about it though. I'm gonna let it happen organically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm worried about it.
Oh, see, I'm with you on that. I like the
it
idea.
raises
of
the
them ending
stakes
up
of
together.
everything because it complicates things.
The thing is, I thought that, and Bleach is the one that changed my mind because
Because you almost thought, yeah, Bleach.
Oh,
it was
he
always
could
between
end up with
Rukia and
Rukia.
Orihime,
Yeah.
and then
God,
like whenever they
Bleach.
finally forced the issue, it like
Bleach is coming back too.
Oh wait, okay. I don't know who they choose,
Oh shit!
but
I forgot you.
I don't care for spoilers. But we probably shouldn't spoil it for anybody listening. So
I was just saying that's the first one that made me realize like maybe it is better just to
I'll-
leave
I'll
leave
give you,
that
I'll
out.
give you that one, man.
You
That
know?
Bleach's whole romance arc. They don't ever address it until the final.
And didn't he
chapter.
do it because
Yeah.
didn't Kubo do it just because people fucking were like wouldn't leave him alone about
Literally.
it? Like because he
That's the
didn't
only
want
reason
that
he
to
did
be
it.
part of it either. So it's like
And it's kind of annoying because that one, for that one, I feel like they do a lot of good setup for it, but they never talk about it.
yeah.
And then they're like, oh yeah, there's these lingering looks, there's these things where they're coming over here, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, but back to the fighting.
yeah,
And it's just
Yeah.
like,
So I mean
God,
that's
come
what
on,
I'm-
guys.
Sometimes it's better to leave the story like for a shonen. I think you just sprinkle, and then have Naruto the last. is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the best way to do it.
That's the best way I've seen it done for a pure shonen, I guess.
I like the
'Cause
way that My Hero does it.
They're doing good too because she's admiring him from afar, and he's more so like
But he
still
likes her
nervous
too.
around any
Yeah,
girl.
and they talk about it in one of the episodes where she says, "I'm going to put away these feelings for now,"
Yeah.
and that's eventually that's going to happen the other way.
And then Yao Yaozaru likes Todoroki too, but that's
Yeah.
real subtle too. But they're gonna end up together.
I'm hoping that Froppy
Froppy and
chooses
Deku are
Froppy.
the better couple.
Froppy's the sleeper pick girl, man.
Nah, man,
got that
Froppy
tongue.
with what's his?
She got that
face?
tongue, dude.
Them web feet.
Nah, what's his? Oh man,
Bakugo?
the engines.
Who?
Tenya.
Oh, Tenya Ida.
Yeah, I like Froppy with Tenya.
You think?
Dude, my new favorite character is Shinsu now. I freaking love that dude.
Yeah.
Great boy.
The
Great
dude-
fry.
No.
Shinzo's the dude who, like, if you talk to him, he
Shinzo,
tells
the
you.
purple
Yeah.
hair.
Shinzo.
Oh, the new
Shinzo,
character,
the guy who with the
No, Deku
the-
fought him in the
Yeah.
first
First
round of
season,
the Class A school, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sports festival.
And should have lost, technically.
100%.
Yeah.
He got, he
One
got
for
main
all. One for
character
all saved
bail
his
out.
ass.
He had flawed armor on that one.
Right.
I am main character. I survive.
All right. What other final thoughts on this fantastic movie, guys?
Go watch it.
Yeah.
If you're scared to
want
see it
more.
in public, fuck it, just go.
Yeah. Nobody's
By
gonna
yourself
judge you
with
there.
your friends,
Yeah,
just
shit.
go see it, man. It's worth it.
Yeah.
And if it really is too much for you, and you're like, I don't feel safe. I have a breathing issue. I have asthma, whatever.
Yeah, true.
It's coming out in July on digital.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not
Buy
too
it
far.
as soon as it lands
Yeah.
because the more love, the more support we give this thing, the more likely we are to get a second season sooner rather than later.
Yes.
This is our moment.
This is it.
Our time is now, anime fans. But it takes every one of us.
Rally
Uh,
together.
Jesse, where can our listeners follow you? Because you have a Twitch. Are you getting gearing that up? What's going on?
At the Binge Reviewer. It's on both Twitch and YouTube.
Okay.
I have my first episode right now. I'm getting ready to record it this week. And the Binge Reviewer is kind of more of a I go back and I watch TV shows from a long time ago, and I tell you
Nice.
whether or not it's worth the time to spend on it in a
Okay.
binge review.
That's worthy.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. At the Binge
Yeah,
Reviewer.
go check it out.
Is that Twitch? And
yeah.
and
Twitch
YouTube?
and YouTube. Twitch is more of gaming and goofing around, and just me and my friends kind of having fun. But
Okay. Perfect. Everybody go follow Jesse. Follow us as well on Instagram at That Anime Podcast. All of the stuff that we post, unlike most anime accounts, is original. We make every single one of them. We never steal ideas. Completely original. I think that they're freaking hilarious.
I mean, they usually make me laugh when I'm reading them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're casual anime fanatics. I know that we're not like deep in the dark part of the sea like most anime people. We're very close to the surface. But give us a follow. Message us if you ever have anything you want to say to us.
Let us know what you thought about the movie.
Yeah. Leave
Mhm.
a comment.
Yeah, reach out. We freaking love this movie. We all basically 8s, 9s, and 10s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you all for listening. Sorry this was a long episode, but we hope you enjoyed it. I'm Jordan.
Brennan.
Colton.
We have our special guest, Jesse. Jesse, thanks for joining us, man.
Anytime, man.
Again, we'll have you back again. Everybody have a great week. Peace out.